What's up, friends? This is Manni and welcome back to starcitizen with the Polaris as a money-making strategy. In ERTs, for example, if you have two friends sitting in the top turrets, then you have everything that you need to make a lot of money, including or even respecting the fact that the Polaris is getting a nerf with weaker shields and so on, but against all sorts of ERTs, that is not a problem as long as you don't operate the Polaris by yourself, which you're, let's be honest, not really supposed to do anyways. And if you're quick about it, we're gonna see some awesome gameplay battle now, but also if you like share or split your people onto different cargo ships that you destroyed, they can prepare the cargo in a way that you can just open the top cargo bay or hangar bay, you just fly in position, they bunch it up and you just collect it all by flying into it. No loading necessary, right? Unloading, yes, later for selling and putting it into the station's container storage, but for collecting it, zip, 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 that's it. And your buddy is there too, he just goes along with it. He just falls into the hangar bay as well, right? So he can just hover there. So what we do here, let me just show this to you real quick with my friends. We're using a Polaris to just make a ton of money doing ERT or Vaughn missions, either one of those, and just getting all the good stuff from the ships. Only the good stuff. We're not taking titanium or copper or some garbage. No, we're taking just the good things. That includes, of course, quantanium. It includes weevil eggs and it's basically all sorts of drugs. If you really want, you could even take some of the not so valuable things. It all depends on you. Or you could just collect the most valuable stuff only, right? But if you have a lot of room in your Polaris, why not just use it, fill it up, right? And take it. So we're going here, another ERT surrounding Yela. That's typically what I'm looking for here and the Crusader system. And then we're jumping over to the next mission. And that's gonna be it. Hold on, we're right there. My friends are sitting up in the top turret. And you'll see how easy this is going to be. And by the way, the Polaris is also one of the only ships that allows you to very easily fight a hammerhead, right? Because a hammerhead would typically be this kind of thing that you don't want to fight. But with the Polaris, you can do it, no problem. And you see here the battle is taking place. My friends are firing from all of the two turrets. It's quad size 4 turrets on top. I gave one of them the attrition size 4, and the other got the M6A laser cannons, which is also size 4. So one of them has a heavier punch when he hits, the other has basically more DPS and with a higher fire rate. And it just feels good to have two different guns firing. I think it spices things up a little. So you saw the first was a C2, went down no problem, super quick. And now we have two more C2s and a Starfarer. That was a crazy good ERT that we got here with 3 C2s and a Starfarer. Can you imagine how much loot that is? My buddies are even splitting the shots right now. Alright, the first one is going down any second now. Boop. We have to be careful not to fire too many shots at the ship because we can overkill them. And the next one also lost the shield's hull is already red, so that's it. GG, okay? And the only thing left to destroy was the Starfarer, which is still firing at us from somewhere. There he is. Alrighty. Let's see how quickly those shields go down from 8 size 4 weapons firing simultaneously. And that's it. Boom. Shields are gone. Right? So much firepower, dude, in these two turrets. And my friends, they don't even have to use the keyboard. They could just chill, use the mouse only. And I'm just gonna make sure they have an easy job just shooting fish in a barrel, basically. Alright, so sometimes, I'm not sure if you've noticed that, but some of the damage is not getting registered sometimes. I've seen this a bunch of times where the damage does not get taken by any shield or any hit point part. The enemy ship is not even blinking and registering the damage. Now it is, but I've seen it a bunch of times where it didn't work. But right now the server was performing well. Wow, that was a violent explosion right there. Alrighty, and so what you do now, you're scanning the ships. I would always recommend scanning the ships first because you want to know what you need. You want to know if it's even worth going in there. And even if somebody goes in there, he needs to know when he can stop looking for things, you know? And you see what we do. We fly to every wreckage and then I deploy my friends. Every wreckage, one of my friends hops out, and he's preparing all the loot, like I'm doing right here. Now the difference is I am having the Polaris here with me, so I actually put it in directly. I unload it, I load it into the ship in the lower bottom basic regular hangar bay, because that's the easiest way to do it for me myself, because I need to fly the ship there anyways, and then exit the ship. Now my friends in the meantime, they're using their time to get all the loot what I'm doing, but then they make a big ball, a chunk of loot. You'll see it when we go there. And they prepare it just so ever so nicely so I can just fly in and just collect it by letting it fall into the cargo or hangar bay together with the body too that's sitting right next to the boxes, right? I just go up a little, strafing upwards, and as soon as the boxes like cross the threshold of gravity, it falls in, and that's it, right? Super relaxing to get cargo this way. My friend is immediately on board. And then at the same time, you can use a similar tactic to unload, because you just go head over, face down, basically. You're hovering in the hangar on, for example, Grimhex Hangar 13, as usual, right? And you're just having your friends just snap the boxes out of the gravity field. As soon as they leave, they fall down to the ground, because, you know, then the hangar carry of gravity will take over. And so very quickly you just unload and throw it all out. And then the only thing that you actually have to manually unload is the cargo position that I loaded myself, right? And that is a ton of loot, and selling all this stuff. In this case, don't worry, we even collected corundum because it was still the event where you got a lot of money from corundum and copper, but normally you wouldn't take it, right? You would go here with the revival eggs and so on, but you would not typically collect corundum, only if there's some sort of event that allows you to sell this high price. And we made millions with this very easily. So yeah, thanks for watching, catch you in the next video, and Manni signing off. Goodbye, my friends.